Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Morning Heart Devotion. And to start, we'd like to offer greetings to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천징 참부님께 경배 바로. And to lead us in the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 처녀급 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 처녀급 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan. And to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Dr. Thomas Ward. So Dr. Ward, if you can please unmute and offer your prayer.
Okay. Good morning, Heavenly Parent. Good morning to our true parents. Good morning to brothers and sisters who gather all around the world to participate in this morning devotion. We thank you for this day and for this opportunity, our parent, to be able to reawaken our minds, our hearts, our original selves, to be able to resonate with you. We know, our dearest Heavenly Parent, that for so long you have been loving each and every one of us. You have seen each and every one of us, and you have endowed each of us as individual truth bodies to represent a dimension of your character and heart that only each one of us and each of us as couples are able to do. And so we come before you at this time, our parent. Our life is a journey. Our life is a process whereby we can finally be able to meet with you, and whereby finally you can find hope, satisfaction, and joy by being able to look at individuals who have been able to go through this process of restoration, go through this course to be able to cleanse ourselves, renew ourselves, develop ourselves, so that finally you can look down upon us and say, it is good. For so long you have waited for that time, our dearest Heavenly Parent. And you saw the opening of that era through True Father and True Mother. Through them, finally, the way was open that you could be able to find goodness in the world for the first time. And for so long, our dear parent, you are waiting, desiring to multiply that everywhere. And we are blessed to be among this generation, those chosen to be able to do that, our dear parent, to help you to multiply goodness in all places and at all times. And we come before you on this morning, our dear parent, to once again partake of your word, to partake of this moment. And we thank you so much, our parent, that during this period of time, you have sent us Dr. Yong. We are grateful, our dear parent, because you were able to shake his spirit from his youth, our dear parent, and prepare him to be able to help all of us to go through this process, to move through restoration, to be able to come to resemble you and fulfill your expectations and desires. So bless this time that we share together, our parent. We all want to change. We all want to inspire you. We all want to meet you. And we all want to be able to assist you in helping all of our lost brothers and sisters in this world to discover their true value. We thank you for this chance to come before you. Bless this morning devotion, our parent. I want to report all these things, upholding the names of our true parents in the names of Thomas and Alexa Ward, a blessed central family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you so much, Dr. Ward, for such a sincere prayer and really expressing all of our determination in wanting to fulfill our potential as true sons and daughters of God. Thank you so much. And with that, brothers and sisters, we'd like to go into our breakouts so that we can share our gratitude and appreciation with one another. So if you're prompted to join the breakout room, please click join. And if you're joining here by yourself, please take this time to reflect on your gratitude. So let us go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing your gratitude points with one another. I didn't even notice that the time was up coming up, so some of us weren't able to fully share in our breakouts, but I'm excited to hear and to invite some brothers and sisters to share with all of us, starting with Mr. Lloyd Pumphrey. So Mr. Pumphrey, if you can please unmute and share.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. Well, basically, my reflection or my gratitude is, well, what I'd explained in the breakout room with Yasu was that my wife was recently in a car accident, and it was really a miracle that she, when I showed the picture of the car to friends and family, it's really a miracle that their comment was, it's really a miracle that she didn't die or because the car was completely totaled. So my point of gratitude, the main thing that I take from this is, and things, June has always been a difficult month for me, just traditionally. That's when all bad luck happens, is in June. But the thing to keep in mind is when we're in an age, and I'm grateful for this, we're in an age where Satan cannot claim many victories. No matter what happens, no matter what he throws at us or whatever bad luck happens, God will claim victory for it. Satan cannot claim victory for it. And so I'm grateful that my wife is okay. Nothing was broken, just bruises, and she's slowly recovering. We're slowly getting her life back, to what it was before. But something good, whenever something indemnity is paid, or something bad happens, I pray that it could be indemnity for, to protect somebody else, or, and I always keep in mind that some blessing will come from it eventually. So that was basically my gratitude this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Pumphrey, for that sharing. And yeah, wow, it's so beautiful to hear your attitude and how you're taking this. Of course, we are worried and praying for your wife's full recovery as soon as possible, but for you to be able to be grateful for what's to come of the greater blessings. And of course, the fact that your wife was just able to get by with some bruises and some cuts. So thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Pumphrey. And to share next, I'd like to invite up the King couple, John and Keiko King. So if you can please unmute and share your gratitude.
Wow. Good morning, Yasu. Nice to see you.
Yeah, so I got, let me.
I just have to turn on the
Mr. King, if you can please unmute one more time.
There.
There you go.
Wow. Well, thank you for the surprise. It's great to be here this morning. My gratitude this morning, we went with the Ngoma family, Yoko, Nelson, and Lincoln. And their dad just recently had a birthday. And I was grateful for that because of him, the beautiful children could be born. And because he and Yoko were blessed, we could see such a beautiful family, you hear their wonderful testimonies. So that was my sharing this morning.
Yeah, my gratitude this morning, the same as the break room, see the Ngoma's family, and also the Dixon family.
Dixon,
yeah. And also the very grateful, and from Lincoln and Nelson, we can see the so much hope, God's hope the second generation, beautiful, the second generation. Really grateful their family. And also this morning, particularly, I'm very grateful for the historical central figures. I shout out to today's Noah, Noah's absolute face. That was my gratitude this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the King couple for sharing your gratitude. And absolutely, we can definitely be grateful towards each other as brothers and sisters, as children of God. So thank you for that wonderful reminder. And also for those brothers and sisters who came in the past, are great elders and central figures. So let us not forget them and keep them in our hearts as well. So thank you so much for that wonderful sharing, King couple. And thank you all, brothers and sisters, for really uplifting the atmosphere with your love and gratitude. Now we're going to be preparing our hearts and our minds to receive our Continental Director, Dr. Cheon Yong's message. However, because today is a monumental day of the GPA graduation up at UTS, Dr. Yong is on his way towards attending the graduation, so he has prepared a recording for us. So let us watch that recording.
안녕하세요. Good morning, good morning. My dear brothers and sisters and clergy and members of peace, 안녕하십니까? Today, I'd like to talk about the proclamation of Cheon from True Mother's Anthology, Book 1. Actually, my brothers and sisters, today I'm going to join our GPA graduation. So my speech about now recording. So please understand me. And then, okay, let's study our beautiful True Mother's Word.
The Proclamation of Cheon. On Foundation Day a few days ago, you saw a new heaven and a new earth. You are standing at the center of this great change. You have received this unimaginable grace and blessing. Who brought that about? Who brought you here? It was through True Parents' grace. That is why I told you that you should live for at least 3 weeks with gratitude in your hearts, gratitude from your bone marrow. For the rest of your lives, until your days on earth are over and you have passed on into the next world, you should have ardent gratitude in your hearts, thinking to yourselves that you are thankful for all that you have been given in spite of the fact that you are unworthy in many ways. This period is one in which it is as if we are creating the universe under our Heavenly Parent. With our grand goal of the establishment of Cheon, we are now creating the universe. What kind of beings do you wish to become? Do you wish to become the sun or the moon? Based on your resolve and actions, the creation of the universe is substantially taking place through your own bodies, something that you could not possibly imagine or believe. When you consider this, you should realize that you are not in a position in which you can just sit still and only think about it. You too should be greatly excited and moved in your hearts to such an extent that you don't know what to do with yourselves and your bodies move of their own accord. In other words, you should translate your feelings into action, begrudging even the hours you sleep. You should do your best to share this excitement, gratitude, and blessing with others. This is truly the first and the last opportunity in your lives. You are at the center of this amazing blessing of creating the universe with our Heavenly Parent. What beings will you become? You are in a position where you can be praised by your future descendants for generations and generations to come. Heaven has given you this special opportunity.
Yes. As True Mother said, Foundation Day is the day when a new heaven and a new earth are created for the first time in 6,000 years of history since the fall. True Mother said that we should have a thankful heart and a heart of the deep gratitude for the declaration of Foundation Day before we go to the spiritual world after physical life ends. After the declaration of Foundation Day, our task is to establish Cheon at the national level. According to True Mother, now that Foundation Day has been proclaimed, in the present age, the unimaginable creation of heaven and earth will be achieved depending on our decisions and actions. Therefore, at this time, Mother is saying that we should do our best to share this excitement, gratitude, and blessings while sacrificing time to sleep. The time we spend with the True Mother is the first and last time in our lives. Each of us must realize that we are living in this golden age now and work harder. Living divine principle and the indirect dominion and the human portion of responsibility. Let's study EDP content first.
Reason for human responsibility. God endowed human beings with a portion of responsibility for the following reason. By fulfilling their given portion of responsibility, with which even God does not interfere, human beings are meant to inherit the creative nature of God and participate in God's great work of creation. God intends human beings to earn ownership and become worthy to rule over the creation as creators in their own right, just as God governs over them as their creator. This is the principal difference between human beings and the rest of creation.
Let's study Father's word.
The reason the Unification Church looks cold. The Unification Church talks about the right way of love, but it appears hard-hearted. Why? It is because the Unification Church has its portion of responsibility. This is true. You each have your own portion of responsibility. You do not have enough time. Each of you should complete it, so you cannot take any rest. You cannot complain about your faith. You cannot insist on your own way. Eve insisted on her own way, and she fell, right? You must not insist on your own way. If you complain about this and that, you're on the side of the archangel Satan. You must understand this in order to be able to complete the portion of responsibility.
Yes. Established Christian churches do not have clear goals and visions and a compulsory portion of responsibility like Unification Church members because they follow the Lord centered on faith for blessing. If established Christian actually met Jesus and received the orders directly from him, how serious would they be to carry out their responsibilities? They, like the Unification Church members, may not have the heart to care for their surroundings, and others may see them as cold. True Parents said that one Unification Church member has a very precious value that cannot be exchanged with 1,000 Christian church members. If Jesus came back to the established Christians, forced them to dedicate themselves and gave them a huge portion of responsibility, including the Heavenly Tribal Messiah mission, how many of them will remain? Humans cannot afford to take care of other people's affairs when their portion of responsibility is large and heavy. Overwhelmed by their heavy portion of responsibility, worries take precedence. What makes us unificationist great is that we share heavy portion of responsibility, and in addition to that, how heavy is it when we must bear the cross of the world, the cross of the true parents, and even the cross of God? The Unification Church members had to overcome a lot of persecution and opposition, and they did And they did their best with absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience to fulfill the portion of responsibility that they could offer. However, we cannot assert ourselves or complain. This is because we know God's unimaginable sorrowful heart. Two parents, laborious journey better than anyone else. Personally, I am really very proud of each and every member of the American church. You are still surviving. You are doing all your best. I really appreciate all of American brothers and sisters for your keeping absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience. My dear brothers and sisters, let's all carry a heavy cross and do our best to comfort God, our beloved true parents, thinking that God and true parents carry the cross and suffer more than we do, right, my brothers and sisters? So next.
The bridge of true love. With the perfection of Adam comes the completion of the portion of responsibility for the world. As you all know, that is the point where the realm of dominion based on accomplishments through the principle and the realm of God's direct dominion are all connected. By completing the portion of responsibility, this realm of dominion based on accomplishments through the principle can be connected to the realm of God's direct dominion. The way of connecting the realm of God's direct dominion and the realm of dominion based on accomplishments through the principle begins from love. Love can make a bridge between the realm of God's indirect dominion and the realm of God's direct dominion. A real true bridge of love between God and human beings is possible. Without the completion of the portion of responsibility, there is no connection between God and human beings. With the portion of responsibility, God and human beings can become one based on true love.
Yes. Before Adam and Eve received the blessing, if they individually completed their portion of responsibility within God's indirect dominion, it would make a bridge to connect the indirect dominion to the direct dominion. True Father said, the way of the connecting the realm of God's direct dominion and the realm of the indirect dominion begins from love. Love can make a bridge between the realm of God's indirect dominion, the realm of God's direct dominion. A real true bridge of love between God and human being is possible. Then, my brothers and sisters, what is the bridge of love? That is that Adam and Eve finally received the blessing and spent their first night together. The indirect dominion and direct dominion are connected. The organs of love of man and woman become the bridge of love. Wow. That's why first night is very, very important. What the first night? The beauty, God's indirect dominion and God's direct dominion can connect together through love relationship. Man's love organ enter woman's organ. That is like entering God's direct dominion from God's indirect dominion. That's why God's kingdom of heaven, God's direct dominion begins from first night. It begins from 3-day ceremony. Wow, beautiful. Father explained very clearly in detail. That's why any blessed child, anyone receive the blessing, when you do 3-day ceremony, especially our second generation, when they do first night, actually we need to have the big family festival and really bless them because you are entering God's direct dominion. So do not let them start the family between husband and wife. Definitely father and mother or central figure able bless them. Wow. I bless you. I congratulate you. You are entering God's direct dominion from God's indirect dominion. Wow. What a great blessing. My brothers and sisters, that's why I when my three children, when they start family, my couple, bless them and give the benediction and explain and over again and again the importance of the first night. How did you offer your first night? First night offer for your spouse, for your husband and wife, or you offer with another woman or another man. That's the reason we really keep absolute purity. First night is offering day, beautiful offering day. On the God's indirect dominion say that do not eat the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. And what's the great blessing? When you enter God's direct dominion, please eat. Now it's time to eat and share your love together. Offer your love to God. What a beautiful it is. Today's youth ministry, the completion of stage church. Let's read first.
Now is the age of showing. Now is not the age of believing. Now is not the age of proclaiming. Now is the age of having to show what kind of person I am. I have to show what kind of standards I have in the family and what a family that attends God looks like. Next, if you are a church leader, you need to reflect on the question, what level of a person am I in relations with church members? You must live while checking if you have truth and what position you are in. This cannot be vague. If we look at reality, there are still many formation stage individuals, formation stage families, and formation stage churches. The formation stage church is a basic church that asks for blessings. It is a church that receives donations from members and asks them to pray. Churches that pass around the offering bag are all formation stage churches.
Yes, the era of the Cheon is an era that shows that God is alive and working. Now in the season of the fruition, all the basic religions that emphasize faith and believe in heaven and wish for the blessing are all going to disappear now. You see, look at that. Existing religions, and not just only Christianity, from any religion, which is incredibly now declining. What must face is that we are now living in a different time. In the era of the Cheon, we have to deny all past habits and tradition and move forward with a new mind and new tradition. Therefore, the Bible says that new wine should be put into new wineskins. So what will you show first? It is an era where you must show who you are first. You have to show that God is really, really, really with you. You need to testify God is really living God. Next, our family must show whether we are a family in which God lives and works. And we must show whether our church is really a church where God comes and works. For example, we must look at the way we make donations at church. If there are still some churches that circulate the donation baskets like established churches, then that church is a formation stage church. You have to prepare donation box in advance, in front and the other side, the back side. Anytime our member can donate, you know. So donation prepared in advance should be offered with very, very sincerity. When a donation basket is circulated and the money is offered to God, offered to God, through Father worried that God was being treated like a beggar. God is not a beggar. You know, you really prepare your heart and mind before coming to Sunday service already a few days ago. And then your donation money need to keep and put the inside the envelope and put inside the Bible or inside of the divine principle. You put your 정성 and then come to the Sunday service and then offer that without preparation, and then just only bring you bring out some money from your pocket and give a few dollars or $10 or $20. God is not a beggar. Completion church is not like that. We need to offer our heart. We need to offer our mind. We need to offer our shoujong. You know, this kind of church we call the completion stage church. Next.
If you know the principle, even when making donations, you will do so voluntarily and automatically. You do not give donations depending on whether the offering bag is coming towards you or not. This is not something the principle demands. That is why whenever true parents led Sunday service, there has never been a time when they passed around the offering bag. However, in our church, there are still churches that pass around the offering bag. When those who know the principle give donations, they should not only offer donation, but also their heart and body, and repent for only being able to give these. When offering donation, you must offer while saying, myself and everything I own belong to the Father. So I am so sorry that I can only offer this. Originally, we were not meant to offer tithe. We must offer it with the heart of offering my whole self. Formation stage churches offer tithe. Growth stage churches go beyond tithe and devote their heart and body. Moreover, when you say that God and I have a parent-child relationship, what kind of tithe is there and what kind of tax is there? When the Israelites asked Jesus about whether to pay taxes or not, Jesus told him to give Caesar the things that were Caesar's and to God the things that were God's. Jesus, who said such words, did not keep the Sabbath and did not make an offering. This is asking, what kind of child gives offering? Someday, the donations and tithing system will also disappear in our church as well. It is a principle not to pass around the offering bag, but it does not mean not to offer tithe. It means to offer your whole self.
Yes. Thank you, Heavenly Honey. If you know the principle, even when making donation, you will do so voluntarily and automatically. You do not give a donation depending on whether the offering bag is coming towards you or not. When those who know the principle give donations, they should not only offer the donation, but also their heart and body, and repent for only being able to give these. When offering donation, you must offer the while saying, myself and everything I own belong to the Father. However, I'm so sorry that I only can offer only this much. Originally, tithing is to offer your heart and shoujong to heaven. A person who does not pay tithes worries and suffers a lot from financial problems for the rest of his life. My brothers and sisters, we are now living in the era of the Cheon. God requires to offer our shoujong, our heart, our whole body, not just only 10% of the tithing. We need to have that kind of mindset. Shoujong means I enter everything, my mind and my body and my husband, my family, my entire family, including my life. That's the spirit of the tithing of the, 천일국 era, my brothers and sisters. Now, I will talk more about what the really completion stage church. I will continue to share tomorrow. And the living testimony, I am living a testimony that anything is possible today. I think we can hear one of the beautiful testimony, from the Kenya, I think so. Yeah, Kenya. Yeah. And then our show warden and Jessica Mock and Tajuya Nakaja and Christopher Beck. When I hear their beautiful testimony in East Garden, I really cried, especially when I hear our brother Cheon Warden. His testimony is really, really amazing. So we have a great opportunity to hear our heavenly children's report from Kenya. Let's welcome them. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for that incredible message. And you've already introduced the Kenya team. So without further ado, let us welcome the Cheon Youth Missionaries from GPA and their Kenyan team.
Good morning, Dr. Yong.
Good morning, everyone.
My name is Sean Warden. I'm a third-year Cheon missionary.
My name is Tazi Nakaza. I'm a second-year Cheon missionary.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Christopher Bach. I'm a third-year Cheon missionary. Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Mock, and I am a young adult Cheon missionary.
And today we'll be sharing about our experience being missionaries in Nairobi, Kenya. So Kenya is located in East Africa. We stayed in the capital city, Nairobi, which is filled with many wildlife and a deep-rooted culture. The population of Kenya is 56 million people, with their main religion being Christianity. 80% of those 56 million have a deep love for Jesus. The national language is English as well as Swahili and 43 tribal languages. And the Kenyans have a deep and bright energy and a deep love and receptivity for truth. What we experienced was that they value the principle on a whole nother level. They were sincere in studying the principle and unlearning and renewing their knowledge. Because of their Christian background, many of our guests we were able to connect with Jesus's heart through in-depth discussions, which helped us dig deeper into our own understanding of the Bible and divine principle. Often, the knowledge and love the guests would receive from workshops would inspire them to even invite their friends and share it with their families too. Kenyans have such a purity of heart and desire to connect and share the love to those around them. Because of these characteristics, we can see why True Mother has so much hope for Africa, and especially Kenya. Here is our Kenyan family. We have our national leader, Reverend Lawrence. We have our amazing lecturer, Reverend Malolo, our father figure and mother figure, Reverend and Mrs. Angolio, as well as our amazing second generation who were with us along the entire journey, Yura Angolio and Juwon Mujanai. First generation member, Isabel Gonzalez, who joined with us for 2 months in the mission. So, inheriting the spirit and heart of a missionary was our greatest breakthrough in our time in Kenya. These are the 3 ways we were able to grow in it. 1, taking ownership on our mission. Kenya, like most countries in the world, is still recovering from the effects of COVID-19, with witnessing being dormant for some time, and the community adjusting to a change in their community. We took responsibility in creating a witnessing environment and a witnessing culture. Also, we took ownership in our mission to organize and plan a witnessing track for our guests and creating and hosting workshops. As we were creating, we could inspire and involve the local second generation members to join us and inherit a fire to witness. Our second is mobilizing the spirit world. Through sincere devotion, we were able to experience breakthroughs in our witnessing effort and tapped into a deeper spirit and heart for our mission. At this holy ground, established by True Mother herself, our team offered prayers connecting to True Mother's heart halfway across the world. We found a deeper unity amongst our team and the local members, centering on a higher purpose. We offered our Jeongsung with absolute faith that they would reach True Mother and contribute to the greater providence. And lastly, we were able to be bold with True Parents and experience confidence while sharing about them. In the beginning, we had fears of how the guests would respond, but the more we witnessed and studied principle and of True Parents' life, the more confidence and desire we developed to testify to True Parents. We were so excited and inspired to share. Eventually, we would introduce True Parents from the very first approach. So this leads us to our team vision. Our internal goal was to tune into True Parents' boundless heart of salvation by empowering the youth of Kenya to expand Hyojung culture. And our external goals were to have 12 spiritual children, to give 430 Divine Principle lectures, and host a 7-day Divine Principle workshop. And here are some of our pictures of our workshops, our 7-day workshop, our speaking at universities, and doing service projects throughout Kenya. And these are the 7-day workshop participants who 12 of them received all of the Divine Principle content and received copies of the Divine Principle. During our concluding ceremony, the national leader, Reverend Lawrence, gave them the Divine Principle under the condition that they would commit to read it 3 times. All of our guests excitedly and wholeheartedly accepted to read the Divine Principle 3 times. Even though we're no longer physically in Kenya, our commitment towards our guests is still ever growing. We are committed to planning Zoom events to help them with their Divine Principle education. Also, we are committed to help plan a 21-day workshop this summer for our spiritual children as a way for them to continue their track towards membership. We will continue to serve beyond our mission time as eternal missionaries in Kenya. Now we'll be going into our personal experiences and testimonies of our time as missionaries.
Good morning, Dr. Yong. Good morning, everybody. My name is Taze once again. I'll be giving a testimony about how I grew in my love for True Parents. And so coming into Generation Peace Academy, both my first and second years, my biggest desire was to grow my relationship with my parents. And as I was doing so over the months and the year, I also grew my love for True Parents as well. And it's so amazing. True Parents are so, they invested so much of their love, their devotion, their Jeongsung in order for me to be here at this very moment, in this providential time. I really felt that throughout this mission time, especially being in the environment of Kenya, where they have such a pure love for True Parents and also Jesus as well. So I felt so much deep love. And I think this love that I felt from True Parents, this joy that I feel in this relationship that I have with them, I want to share that with my brothers and sisters who don't know them, this unconditional love that True Parents have. And so that's why I'm committing to doing another year of Cheon missionary and continuing to spread this love to the rest of the world as well. So I have nothing but gratitude in my heart for my mission time experiences. And thank you for listening.
Everybody, I'd just like to share about my experience. I was able to connect to my sense of mission and purpose of being a missionary overseas. And honestly, at first, I didn't really understand the whole point of going overseas to share about True Parents and the principle when there's plenty of people here in America to do that with. But nonetheless, I committed to doing another year, offering another year to be part of this program. And so for the past 4 months in Kenya, I was able to understand more about the purpose of life and how it stems from a filial heart. I was able to understand more and more through sharing the principle. And through that, I was realizing more about the significance of my own identity as a son. I'm only parented to parents. I'm a second generation. I was born in the American movement where two parents have invested the most out of any other country. And I've heard about how much father wanted to visit Africa more than he actually did. And even today, there are many African countries that are still waiting to receive True Mother. But from recognizing the blessing that I've received in my life since birth, from recognizing my identity, also came with a deeper sense of responsibility to expand this Cheon culture. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Once again, I'm Jessica Mock, and I'll be sharing about how I came to gain focus on my internal growth in Kenya. So coming into the CIG program, I had a lot of drive and motivation to witness, but I put a lot of my focus on the external things. Like I wondered what's the most optimal way to approach people or say things so they can come to the center, and looking at things from a external point of view. But I soon learned that God works through internal preparations. And it's through a sincere heart of Hyojong that God and the spirit world can work through. And the external results come as a reflection of my internal growth. So I shifted my focus to grow my heart, my sincerity, compassion toward my guests, and also conviction and faith in true parents. And I came to really value Jongsong conditions that we did as a team and praying for my guests. And I also saw challenges I faced as something that I must overcome and break through, so that because God is depending on my spiritual growth, so he can work through me. And God isn't looking for someone that has everything right externally, but he wants to work through someone who is willing, who has a sincere heart, and who's devoted. So even now when I'm back home, I'm committed to continue my efforts to becoming someone that God can work through. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean Warden, and I want to share about my experience in Kenya growing my relationship with True Mother. Through realizing that I am walking the same course, even on a fraction of a scale as my True Mother. In Kenya, I had an amazing experience of the joy of creating and bringing people to know God's love and God's truth. And throughout a mission time, I was deeply connected to bringing True Mother's vision and True Mother's presence to this country that she loves so much, and she wishes she could be there. I would pray many times and think of many times, if True Mother was my age, if True Father was my age, how much they would do. They would have so much energy, and that drove me so much. Throughout the mission time, though, I felt this deep responsibility or burden, and could connect a lot with the lonely feeling that True Mother must have felt. And True Mother's words of trying to find a needle in a sandstorm, desperately seeking for that, became my mini reality, and a specific experience that I'll hold on to forever is a dream that I had where I was feeling completely empty, like I've been giving my everything. And at that point, I had a dream where True Mother was there at a stage on a small platform, and she was speaking to many young people around the world. It looked like from nations all over the world. And as she was speaking, we weren't quite catching the message. And True Mother took a second to pause and repeated what she was saying again. and all the young people were looking around, and we didn't understand what she was trying to tell us. And Mother was desperately looking, scanning around the room. Who understands my heart? Who is listening to my message? And yeah, I was trying to connect to her. I was trying to understand her. And as she was looking around the room, our eyes met. And she said so strongly, her gaze, and when our eyes met, she said, "Cheon, I need you." And then I woke up and I realized that, you know, this course, or these lonely feelings, these struggles that I'm having are so precious that I get to share that little piece of my life and my heart and my experiences with True Mother. So all of us had deep and amazing and beautiful experiences in our mission time as Cheon missionaries. We all want to say thank you so much for letting us share and give our testimonies today. As a group, we want to say thank you. Asante Sana.
Oh my goodness. Wow, so beautiful. Thank you guys so much for your incredible experiences and just being able to share it, whether it be your personal transformation or your strengthening your relationship with God, true parents. Wow. Yeah, these are really inspiring. And we really want to say thank you as a community too for really investing into our brothers and sisters all across the world and representing heavenly parents and true parents. And the brothers and sisters, so that was Sean Warden, Tazue Nakaza, Jessica Mock, and Christopher Bach, the Kenya team from CIG Missionaries. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you so much. And on top of that, we also just want to recognize that, as was mentioned earlier, it is their graduation day today. So thinking back of all the incredible brothers and sisters who share their testimonies today and this past week, we just want to say congratulations. And you guys really had an incredible year. So with that, brothers and sisters, we'd like to get into our breakout room so that we can also share each other our insights and takeaways from whether it be Dr. Yong's message or these incredible testimonies. So when you're prompted to join a breakout, please click join. And if you are joining here by yourself, please take this time to reflect and write down your reflections. So let us go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing your insights and takeaways with one another. And to share with the whole community first, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Kana Orikasa. So Kana, if you can please unmute and share.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would like to actually represent our breakout room in sharing. We were talking about how grateful we are that we can even hear the testimonies of these Cheon missionaries giving, their testimonies, because missionaries have gone out before, but we never really had the opportunity to hear for them. But we really appreciate the fact of being able to use Zoom, the internet, to hear their testimonies, and also praise each one of them for growing, because before this, they used to be very different. But then through this, they really grew their character and their heart. And also regarding Africa, I myself felt really happy that we have missionaries, our American missionaries, going out to Africa. My husband is Nigerian, so he was telling me that True Mother really, really has her eye on Africa and wants them to become a model continent. And we really felt through their testimonies that Africans have such an open mind, open heart, warm heart, because they received a lot of persecution in the past. So they have this different concept of the truth. And we really hope that maybe America, it might be a difficult environment, but really grateful that our missionaries have experience now in Africa, and they can really come back with this experience. So yes, thank you so much, Cheon missionaries. We're very proud of you.
Thank you so much, Kana, for the beautiful sharing, and really representing all of this in the breakout room. However, I'll still call on the other person or the couple from our breakouts to be able to share their inspiration. So if I can ask the Hartford couple, Pastor Jack and Mrs. Kyoko Hartford, to please unmute and share.
Go ahead, Mommy.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Also, I'm inspired to listening testimony from Cheon Il-guk missionary, and especially today from Indiana girl Tazue. It's I know her from little, and she's really grown up, and it's really amazing testimony. And also, I feel that I'm so grateful for the Zoom and this opportunity to listening young people experience. That make us so inspired and have a hope for the our church. So I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. We're really amazed to see how much Tazaways are grown up. And also Jessica's parents lived in Indiana. And so we miss them, Larry and Yuko. So thank you, Jessica, for taking care of your dad since your mom passed. So I appreciate that. It's amazing how our missionaries experiencing God so much in Africa and Kenya. I don't know, it makes me feel a little bit, maybe my leadership here in America and in Indiana, they couldn't experience God so much here, but they had to go to Africa to experience God. So how do we, so much maybe God is more present in Africa in many ways, and how the heart of people from Africa is so beautiful and so amazing. Even in many ways, I was just mentioning, I was watching the NBA finals last night, and the coach of the Celtics is a Nigerian American, and which is pretty unusual in professional basketball. But there's something about that heart and his coaching that has brought them to the NBA finals. So we have the best, amazing coaches is our true parents, trying to guide us into becoming, better and better people. So there's so much heart love that we need to experience. And I'm just grateful that the Cheon missionaries have been able to have those kind of beautiful experiences, and hopefully bringing those back here to America and help us to reach out to all of the American people that really need God. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much to the Hartford couple for your beautiful sharing. And yeah, especially the personal relationship that you have with some of these missionaries. It's really beautiful and sweet. And brothers and sisters, thank you so much for taking this time to share your inspirations and takeaways with one another. But let's not stop here and continue sharing this incredible news and message that we received from Dr. Yong, as well as all the incredible living testimonies to all across the world. So we want to be able to share the Zoom link, YouTube link, or even the Facebook link so that more and more brothers will be able to come and join Morning Heart Devotion on a daily basis. And also with the courtesy of Dr. Kylie, we have transcripts of every episode and the images of every slide that Dr. Yong uses on edu.familyfed.org. So thank you so much, Dr. Kylie, for preparing that every day. And finally, if you could turn your attention towards the chat, we have the link to the donation page so that we all will be able to get the opportunity to give back joyfully, full of our heart and love, to continue supporting this Morning Heart Devotion ministry. So thank you all so much for your love and attention. And now we would like to receive a musical offering. And to share this music today, I'd like to invite up our dear brother, Mr. Steve Honey. So Mr. Honey, if you can please unmute and offer your song.
Good morning, everyone. It's been another inspiring morning, right? So I'm happy we could all join. So if you remember last week, Dr. Yong went fishing, and he spoke to us from his travel to the boat and on the boat, and he was wearing a UTS hat. I don't know if you noticed. A few days prior, there was a seminary graduation ceremony. So I think maybe it came from that. But I had the opportunity and the honor to sing for that ceremony. So I'd like to offer the same song for you this morning. It's about, we heard so many testimonies this morning. The song is about faith. Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a joyful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when we believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles we can achieve? When you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. In this time of fear, when prayer will sometimes seem in vain, hope is like a summer bird that swiftly flies away. Yet now we're standing here, our hearts so full we can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words we never thought we'd say. There can be miracles when we believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles we can achieve? When we believe, somehow we will. We will when we believe. They don't always happen when you ask, and it's easy to give in to your fears. But when you're blinded by the pain, can't see your way back through the rain, a small but still resilient voice says hope is very near. There can be miracles when we believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles we can achieve? When we believe, somehow we will. Now we will. We will when we believe. We will when we believe. Just believe. Thank you. God bless you.
Woo, bravo, bravo. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Honey, I love that song. I grew up with it, watching the movie Prince of Egypt, and it's one of the soundtrack. And yeah, it's such an incredible song to help you pick you up when you're feeling a little down and focusing back on God. And I was just looking around the Zoom room and I saw Mrs. Honey. And once I mentioned your name, she immediately popped into the screen because she just absolutely wanted to watch you sing. So beautiful. Oh, she just blew you a kiss. Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Honey, for that beautiful offering. And now to close out this incredible experience in prayer, I'd like to invite up Miss Natalia Tadden to offer the closing prayer. So Natalia, if you can please unmute and pray.
Thank you. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent, true parents, thank you very much for this day, for this morning devotion. Recently we've been hearing every day Dr. Yong talk. We've also been hearing testimonies from our brothers and sisters, and I can see how much their devotion and their love for others comforts you. And I pray that you can continuously guide each of them. And I pray that today each of us will go out of our way to help others, to bear the cross of others and to bear your cross and your mother's cross. I pray that each of us can truly understand that we are representatives of so many others and that our actions, whether they're good or bad, they really do affect those who we represent. And I pray that today our heavenly actions can lift up others, can lift up those around us, and that each thing we do today has purpose and is for your sake, that we can live intentionally every single moment. And I pray that in the face of any challenge, we can truly have joy, because your dream is to see us living with love and with happiness. And so I pray that we can make that dream come true and that we can really spread your love to every single person today. And today we will make effort to bring your love to our parents or siblings or even someone we've never met before. I pray that we can really touch the heart of others today. And I pray and report this in my name, Natalia Tadden, daughter of Dimitri and me, Tadden, blessed with your family, Aju.
Aju. Thank you, Natalia, for such a beautiful prayer to close us out today. And brothers and sisters, thank you all for joining today and making this morning heart devotion experience wonderful. We just like to express our gratitude, and we love you, Dr. Yong. We know you're traveling, but you're still in our hearts. Thank you so much for pouring everything into your message today. And also to all the Cheon missionaries, thank you so much for your wonderful testimonies. And with that, brothers and sisters, we wish you a happy, healthy, and victorious day today. We'll see each other tomorrow. God bless you.